gonna put my phone on airplane.
Great, now airplane sounds. We're live.
Okay.
Make sure nothing else on you. Extra pen.
Oh, I think I have them all over here.
I got one here. There's yours. Which pen?
Thank you.
No.
That doesn't need to be signed until.
Mm-hmm.
I did shut the switch off on the water here a little bit.
Oh, good.
Kim Pace is where we do our water samples, right?
Yes,
They really charge us $6 to dump our water down the drain.
yes.
Wow.
And throw the container away.
Well, I guess it probably goes down sewage. But it
It's
doesn't
just
matter.
capitalized. It's
I
just
know,
capitalized.
it's just, I know.
Sometimes there's more fees. There's environmental impact fees, sample disposal fees, pickup fees. A lot of times a $30 test costs us $119.
Mm. This ordinance looks good, Kim. Thank you.
Salary.
So, yes, ma'am.
Scrutinize that budget ordinance too.
Ma'am.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
This is quite a change.
Now we need face payment. Have you watched the last meeting?
Yes.
Not one you want to tell you like what's here. You want to tell me? What you say? It's right there. That's my highlight.
Minute calculator.
Figure it out with a bullet though. And not a pen.
You got anything under like this or anything to be
This
included?
is all I have right here.
Have you got anything that need to be included in any of this?
Oh no, I think it pretty much covered it.
Manny, man. Thank you.
You're fine. You want a box to sign?
It's not time yet. I put my hand in there. I can wait. I'm not very good at calculator. This is what makes flying around. Missed it somewhere. Yeah. 4. All right, that's good. You might actually put on here that you would stand voting on the budget. Okay. Oops.
The worst part. The fire part.
Right here. We'll leave out.
The fire part.
Mm-hmm.
You'll still have to sign it, but you can't
Yeah.
sign right. To make sure everything passes this time. I've not made any changes to anything. It's exactly like it was last meeting.
Alright.
Yes. Okay.
You had to cut some big checks this month, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. It's been September was a exhausting month.
For sure.
Hmm. Do you know the name of the company you asked to look at?
Elite.
Elite? Okay, we're gonna put that in there, that you've reached out to them, okay? That'll be- Elete or
ELITE?
EL,
ELITE.
ELITE.
thinking maybe a turn or anything.
Hmm?
Did it come back? Anything there?
No, she's having Elite reach out, give us a quote.
Okay.
Kim, how's the checks?
Remember the old receipt books that we used to have? The
Yeah.
spiral, the blue, that's what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
They're in those, they look just like the receipts, only they're checks.
Okay.
And the whole top of them is cut off where I write everybody's pay on the top check. It's just cut a little short. But it's still readable.
Mm-hmm.
And it was more than after shipping. It ended up being more than we had appropriated, so I had to take it out of two funds to pay it. I haven't paid for them yet, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it took up our entire appropriation for official records.
Okay.
But it was the cheapest I could find.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just dropped off your water.
Mm-hmm. Water bills were mailed out yesterday.
Yes. I've been trying to get them out as early as possible, which is hard to do whenever, you know, hollering at people to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you dropping them off at the post office since I was at work.
You're welcome. There's no issue with that. Okay. Please sign these if you want to look them over. These are minutes from last meeting. anyhow.
I think I gotta have them go down here.
Alright.
Here, move this one.
They're right there on yours.
You wrote two
Oh,
on
this
mine.
one? Okay.
Motion and food.
Yeah, alright, thank you.
I don't know where that came from.
It's me. Adam won't be here tonight.
Yeah, he said that in the email soon. Looks like Tim got it all put down here. Exactly where it is.
It's pretty easy, just copy and paste.
Well, I was giving her some credit at least.
Although it took me a while to learn how to do it.
She's important. She's I know everything. Can't hear you.
We did have 2 properties go for sale at the tax sale yesterday.
What were they?
That was the Rick Taylor property,
Again?
and no bids. And then the other one was the lot where Gertrude Sipes owned, there beside my uncle's house.
Where do you see these auctions?
Online.
Paper. Like, what's it? What's the
SRI, tax sale.
Yeah, although it is hard to get on there.
SRI? Tax sales.
You can just Google SRI tax sale, and then you click the state, and then you click your county, and you can type in Newberry. Once you get to that screen, it'll just tell you it's in Newberry, but it's not just Newberry, it's, you know,
Yeah, it
Scotland
covers
and
all
all
of
that.
that. Okay, I get it.
And I don't know if the Greenberg property sold last year at tax sale, but I know the taxes were paid last year. And someone had told me that it went up for tax sale, but they wouldn't change the record for a year.
Right.
So I don't know who bought it, but the taxes were paid October 3rd last year.
October 3rd.
And you can't see the person who actually hand delivered it, like you can on
They're not gonna update the owner on the property till the 12-month right of rescission is over.
the, right?
And they
But
said
when Jerry walks in and pays their taxes, it says Jerry Burnett. When I walk in and pay taxes, it doesn't
Whenever they updated the website, it doesn't show names
Yeah,
anymore. I don't know, it's, you know, they modified it and you don't see any of that
And
anymore.
it's a third party entity that takes care of that website.
Yes, a third party operates that.
Mm-hmm. Is that those are for you? That for you? Okay. All right.
I
Yes.
had it emailed to me, so.
We paid the balance of the water tower project. We paid for the community crossing matching portion of the grant.
And our matching grant this time is 20% instead of 25, which is nice. I imagine city pest control will stop spraying sometime this month.
I saw mosquitoes.
We will, because it just, the way it is, gutters, puddles,
Rivers,
rivers.
I think last year they stopped in, I think October was the last month.
Uh-huh.
It's already getting too cold for me. I'm freezing up there.
there anything you guys want to discuss from old business?
Not so much.
We still haven't received any paperwork from Robbie Ham to work on the jail block.
At this point, late in the year, and might as well strike it for next year.
Did he ever respond back to you, Angel?
I don't honestly know. I haven't looked at my email on him. I'd have to, we text so much about other business, I'd have to go back through them. I think the last honest one was that he was going to recheck it and put it back in the box.
And he still hasn't done that.
Okay, so you still haven't gotten anything.
I know, it's been bothering me too.
At this point, everything's dying, so.
That's what I was saying, might as well just scratch it for next year. And everything up besides you, so you can decide whatever you decide.
Yeah, it'll be, we'll start at 6. Thank you.
I need 44.
Right over there's one.
Like 4 or 5 times already.
It's driving us crazy.
It's Angel, she's not afraid to hit one of us. I'm actually afraid to hit somebody.
It ran away now.
Well, probably be over on one side. There was a resident that made a comment about the trees on Section Street in the 200 block. Those 2 houses that are empty, the big trees are starting to crumble, and wanted to know what the town could do to trim them, and I let her know that we've been told that we're not allowed to trim them. They're the property owner's responsibility, so,
And that was purchased at last year's tax sale,
yes.
so it should be in the next couple of months be,
Yeah.
it wasn't contested.
And then the property beside it, one of the property owners is deceased, and I believe it's the daughter that owns it. And a friend of the deceased is trying to get her to work with her to get ownership of the property, and he was the one that was cleaning up on it, but I haven't seen any work done to it in at least a year.
Is it the 2-story stone?
Yes, Mattingly's house, it used to be, Helms.
Okay.
She said a big loom had fallen in the road recently and someone had cleaned it up, and I said, well, it's very possible the fire department cleaned it up or someone, but the town hasn't been trimming trees because that's not something we're allowed to do on, I mean, that's technically the property owners that are supposed to do that,
Mhm.
so.
The only time a tree gets trimmed is whenever Duke Energy
Right,
trims trees, and that's on their right of way.
they have to do it if it affects a power line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fire department gets asked quite a bit about going around and trimming trees up, and we just can't do it.
And that's what I explained to the resident, that, you know, if there's a mess in the road that needs to be cleaned up, we can do that, but we just can't go on the private property and
Mm-hmm.
take a bunch of equipment and trim trees. So hopefully, there'll be a new owner put in place on the Greenberg property and they'll start cleaning it up. That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And the taxes are current on the other property at this time. So I don't see it going up for tax sale anytime soon, and short of trying to send letters to the daughter, I moved out of state and she's the only one that is legally required to do anything. The other guy's the one paying property taxes. I do know his name. I had a phone number for him, but He's not obligated to do anything.
Do they purchase it sight unseen or something? I can't remember how they obtained the property.
Mattingly bought it off of the lady that was living there before in the camper.
Rose? No?
No.
Okay.
And
Oh, yes.
yes, there have been several people that have
Yes.
bought it, and he bought it off of her. I think she had signed it over to her son, and they ended up selling it. And he lived there for a little while, moved a bunch of stuff onto the property and a bunch of trash, and then he passed away.
Yes.
He hadn't lived there for a while, and then while he was living elsewhere, he passed away. And I believe he put the property, I believe him and his sister's name. If it wasn't his sister, it was his daughter, but I'm thinking it was his sister. And last I heard, she moved to New Orleans. According to the guy in the goatee who's been paying the property taxes.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to mention the audit?
We just had our State Board of Accounts 2020 through 2024 audit. She just finished that. And they're supposed to have an exit interview, I believe, next Thursday. She's mentioned not needing one in person because there was nothing to comment on the audit. There were no discrepancies, nothing at all. Everything was pretty much perfect. So she said we could do a phone exit. And I've not heard back on her when she's available for that. But everything was excellent. There was a complete computer glitch whenever I had Boyce help me with the MVH unrestricted. We had to move funds from just a GL to another GL, and they did a little bit of something wonky. And that number came over wrong, and that still needs fixed on the DLGF side, so we're going to work on that. But the money's there, just half of it didn't post. The transaction only posted partially, so I'm not exactly sure of all the details, and manually trying to modify the text files and things for the year end didn't reflect the amounts on the right side. So all we need to do is move a little bit around, and that was just a computer glitch, and that was years ago. So
And that will be once they take care of it.
they've got to do something on their end, probably open it up, and then I'll just fix the lines that should have been typed in. But in the future, I will learn. In the future, we've learned how to do that. That was the first time, and I had someone remote into the computer to do that because we hadn't set it up. We hadn't set up the fund, and if I moved money, it affected the appropriation, and the way they did it, it didn't post right, and we didn't catch it. I didn't catch it right away, so it was quite a feat to get it fixed. So they're gonna help me finish the tail end of it. But as far as everything, receipts and disbursements, all of the minutes, all of the requirements that we have to fill out the nepotism forms, everything was perfect. All of our I's were dotted, all of our T's were crossed. Everything looked good. Every penny was accounted for.
That's great news, Kim. I'm proud
Yes,
of you.
thank you so much.
I don't think anybody else has done that as God as perfect as you have for 4 years.
Well, I've had lots of practice at it.
And it takes clerk treasurers a good 3-4 years, if even then, to learn to do the job because things keep changing, laws keep changing, and it's rough lots of times on the new clerk treasurers.
Well, and every year the way you do budget seems to change as well.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's completely different now than it was whenever I first started.
Me too.
Well, that was 30 years ago for you.
Was it that long?
Yeah.
30?
35 or 40.
Oh, it can't be 40.
If it had been 35, I was in high school.
Okay. Oh my.
I had the same issue this year.
Yeah.
You know, last year we had an issue with the ordinance pulling all the numbers in properly, and we had to redo our meeting because I didn't see that it didn't pull over right. I had the same issue
yes.
this year, and I went out and just redid everything, re-clicked the same stuff I'd already clicked, closed out, went back into it, and it finally just worked. So I don't know what the deal was. You were here with me when I was doing that. Remember I said, let me just go back and redo it all? And that's what I did, and it finally pulled over, so.
I remember when Pepin Kimley brought paperwork into that binder and stuff over there. I remember seeing your name on one of the 1995 documents. As town council.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. After she was clerk treasurer, she became council member.
Yeah, it was 1995. I remember seeing a paper with it on there.
Oh my.
Just a couple years ago.
Sure.
That was 35 years ago.
Actually, I can remember you having a little office there in the house.
I know. I'm so glad to get it out because clerk treasurers had always worked in the office. Their homes. They worked in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
And then this got purchased, and the law stated where, the town owned something like this, the clerk treasurer's office could go in it. So you sure bet I got in here. Been here ever since. Been here. It needs a makeover.
It does. It needs some paint and
Mm-hmm.
bathroom reno.
Chairs reupholstered. Or some new ones. Didn't pay hardly anything for the
Well,
office.
you were going to kill that thing.
I tried once, but it went over there. I didn't find it's on the paper.
It's just teasing you now.
You kill it.
They pick off every time you grab one.
Yeah, I know.
You put down a record on your face. I'm sorry, that wasn't funny, but it was.
Do what?
That wasn't funny, but it was. As soon as you put it down, it went right in front of your face.
You get it.
I struck you. I think I was fair warning you. I'm not
I think
good
it ought to go over there and bother Kim.
Right?
It's on camera.
I know we
We
are.
don't want mine.
Okay.
Do you want to cover the rest of the old business while we're here?
We can.
I mean, I have to keep recording it. So,
No jail mowing.
Okay.
We covered the paving bill and the check is cleared. Paperwork's been submitted, but the lady that's to work on it is on vacation all next week. So it's going to be a little bit before we get that taken care of. We said Angel's reached out to the leaf on the.
we got a quote from them.
Number 4, I'm sure Kim's really interested in.
What?
Number 4, a hired help for you.
Has there been any progress? Has anyone heard from anyone? Anyone reached out? Anything?
We were talking about a couple people, but I don't think we actually talked to them yet, have we?
I thought you were going to.
Well, I caught one of them, but she wants to you know, get more into detail on what exactly would need to be, what you need. So I think we both need to meet with her.
All right.
But I'm not going to say yes or no because it was a type of, oh, I don't know, you know, who's this individual?
We put it on the same as right
Well, it's a Democrat seat right now, so they'd have to be a registered voting Democrat.
I think she is. I don't know about the other one.
They have to live within town limits.
Yep.
Okay.
They have to be able to use computer,
Check.
file stuff online,
Check.
Add and subtract.
balance checkbook,
Yeah.
Check and check.
know what a debit and credit is.
Yeah. She held a notary for years. So I know she knows how to file paperwork and do that kind of stuff.
That has nothing to that.
I mean, like, she's seen legal documents, she knows what they are, she can read, she can write, math. And plus she comes up here every now and then, so we know she cares about the town. We're just trying to figure out who has been involved and then go from there. Like, who
Nobody's
actually wants
involved.
to care?
There's nobody that's been involved except for us.
I know, but you know what I mean, like, so we don't want somebody up here that's just up here for a paycheck. We want somebody who's gonna care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like what I say, but I don't think you guys are gonna care as much as you do, Kim.
Kim's getting tired.
I know you are.
I'm getting old and I'm getting tired.
Don't even go there with me, bro. Mm-mm. Look how long your mom has survived. You don't outlive her even.
Well, I've been working
Yeah, she
full time, driving to work every day, and then trying to come in here, and then trying to do stuff on weekends, try to go to town to do deposits. It's just too much. It just really is.
Well, we haven't forgotten. We've been talking about it, but I just want to make sure.
Refresh my mind and the public as well, if it's not a Democrat and it's a Republican that's interested.
It's a Democrat position.
So a Republican couldn't apply.
They could run for it next election. Unfortunately, that would be the only option would be for them to run at the next election. Whenever, like the last election, I kept trying to get people to run, and nobody would. That's the only time you can change the political party of the seat. It would be nice to have someone that has time, that can go to the meetings during the day, like SIDC meetings, Green County Economic Development meeting,
yes.
annual clerk treasurer school. They're wanting someone to go to it every other year, and it's very expensive. I'm not sure that that's really even necessary. Not in our situation. We don't have sewage, we don't have street departments. There's a lot we don't have. But it'd be nice to have someone that has time during the day to do the things, the webinars and all the little things that I just don't have time. And I can't just stop what I'm doing at work, clock out, and use their computer to watch a webinar for 2 hours. I just don't even want to do it anyway. I mean, it's just, this was only supposed to be temporary, and it's been temporary for 11 years. So, but it would be nice to find someone that's not dependent on a full-time job.
Right.
Either a stay-at-home husband or a stay-at-home wife.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be. I mean, we've had some great clerk treasurers that work full-time. Linda Henry, her paperwork was immaculate, and she worked full-time. She was busy, busy, busy all the time.
Is there any option whatsoever that somebody doesn't live in the town limits?
This is what?
That doesn't live in the town limits, is that even an option?
Not by law, no.
Not by law. It is in the law.
And if you just up and quit, what happens?
You guys become responsible for it.
Mm-hmm. We become responsible for doing all our work, or we can,
You can hire a CPA, but you still are responsible for the majority of the work. They would handle the money.
or we could go into contract with another town to use their clerk treasurer if they got one willing.
I don't
Do
believe
it.
you contract another town for that. I think you just hire their clerk treasurer. I don't
How
think
does
it's,
that,
yeah,
how
you
does
have-
that work if they don't live in the town limits? That's where I was going with this.
it's an exception. If they're another clerk treasurer, they can do this job
Mhm.
until the upcoming election, then someone else could run for it.
Yeah.
When's our terms up?
26. 27.
Which one?
27.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't mind training someone in, I didn't have any training. I had about a day and here's your passwords, and then I pretty much had to figure it out. But I don't mind helping someone learn how to do stuff. And at the first of the year, I'll do all my filing, my end of year filing.
Mm-hmm.
The clerk treasurer needs to do that. The clerk treasurer I took over for November.
What happened?
So, machine's down.
The salary for the clerk treasurer is $700 a month from the water utility and $700 a month from the county side, which is equal to $1,400 a month. The clerk treasurer needs to make weekly deposits and meet all the deadlines for billing of the water
Mhm.
utility. And of course, pay all the bills. Deal with insurance company we usually fill out questionnaires every year for our insurance agents. We use Jordan Vaught. So that's a little bit of research. We usually have questionnaires for our insurance policies, workman's comp, and I work with Angel in the fire department and stuff. Information.
Payroll.
Yes, payroll. Payroll gets done monthly. And then we do our own W-2s. We also do our own 1099s.
Mm-hmm.
It's all very simple. I file all of my own payroll taxes and sales tax. We do that online. And I do everything. I mean, that's what the clerk treasurer is paid to do. We don't hire someone to do our books or do our taxes or
Mhm.
anything like that. I file SUI and the 941. I did those today in a matter of 5 minutes for the third quarter. It doesn't take very long. It just has to be done. Most things can be done at your leisure. You're not expected to be here 8 to 4 Monday through Friday or anything like
Right,
that,
yeah.
but you still have to do a weekly deposit. You still have to send out shut-off notices on the 25th. Those need to hit the mail on the 26th, and bills have to be out. I try to start on them. Water shut-off is supposed to be at 5 p.m. on the 5th, and I try to get everybody's water bills into the bank on the 6th, and get the bills going and ready to mail out again. The 10th is drop dead last, but I try to get them out between the 6th and the 7th, sometimes the 8th. So, I mean, there are deadlines, but you could still come in here in your pajama pants, and, you know, there was times whenever I was working second shift, I came in here with my hair in a ponytail and worked till 2 or 3 a.m. because that was what was at work for me. So it's very flexible. I try not to take anything home unless I absolutely have to work on something, but typically since we've got heating and cooling in here now that's works properly, it's actually very nice to work up here. We have free cable and free internet.
The council members can't participate in hired help though, right?
You can't be hired help now.
That's what I thought.
You would have to resign as a council member to be anything else, I believe. Because the clerk position is, technically it's an elected position. If I quit and someone else takes over, then they're appointed. Until the next election, whenever they run, then they would be elected. Did anyone need a restroom break before our meeting starts in 3 minutes? I'm going to turn this off and start it again so that I have a separate video for the meeting.